Hi, hello Playmates, how are you? I hope you're okay. Thanks for tuning in, another vlog. So today, I thought I was having a little think about what I wanted to talk to you about, and here in England we are still on the Easter holidays, so we're in the school holidays, and I know last week I did a vlog talking about how like my top tips of how to keep little ones entertained in the school holidays. Well, today I thought we'd talk about, because there are those days, and particularly the way that I like to structure my days in school holidays is by going out and doing something first thing in the morning and then coming home and having like a whole afternoon of playing at home. I just find that Mason plays much better. It's as though he's missed his toys. And actually I want to share with you that it doesn't need to cost a lot. And so today what I'm going to share are loads of free ideas of things that you can do with your little ones for like a free day out, because there are actually lots of things to do. And some of these ideas I asked my community, the playHOORAY community, and as always they came up with lots of lovely ideas too. So some of those have come from there, but if you're wanting a much longer list of free ideas, head on over to my playHOORAY website where there's a blog post on free days out, and there's loads of ideas there that should hopefully provide some entertainment for you in the holidays. Because as we all know, it would be lovely to go to the cinema and the zoo every day, but those kind of days out can be really expensive, and then you've got food on top of that, and then usually parking or transport costs and stuff. So I just want to share with you that keeping the kids busy and kids entertained and getting out the house doesn't have to cost a lot of money, and that actually there's loads of free stuff that you can do that can be just as entertaining. So excuse me with my hefty notepad. I have made some notes because, as always, as soon as I turn the camera on, I forget what I'm saying, and I just didn't want to forget any. So what I've done is I've gone through the list and picked out some of my favourites that I want to do with you, and some that I regularly do with Mason. I think the first thing to do is, if you can, it's tricky if you've got multiples and siblings or lots of children in your care. I just have Mason, who is now 4, but it's really, if you can, try and stick to something that they're interested in, because Mason, my little boy, is really into vehicles and engines and things that move. So I know taking him to the zoo would be a big fat waste of money. And actually he'd want to go on the, the £1 machines with the little helicopter that goes around, those sorts of things. And as usual, I'd be there trying to encourage him to look at the animals, and he just wouldn't be interested, and it'd be a big waste of money, and we'd all be pulling our hair out. So actually there are other things that you can do. There are free things you can do that are still along the lines of things that they're interested in. And sometimes it used to be a matter of, particularly when it's a long afternoon, I used to struggle to fill the afternoons. It would be simple things such as going and driving and having a look at a local building site and being able to see all the machines at work, and then building the houses, the diggers and the trucks and the noise. He would be entertained. He would love that more than paying to go to the zoo, which is ridiculous, isn't it? And just the same as going in a car park so he can spot all the different types of cars. He absolutely loves that. So sometimes you do feel yourself sound silly, and when friends ring and they say what you up to, and I said, oh, we're taking a ride on the bus around Bristol today. And they're like, right, okay. But actually, if it's your child's interest and it's what they want to do, it doesn't need to cost a lot of money. And that is actually one of our treats, is just riding the bus. I always remember when I used to work with a lady, and her little boy was really into buses. And it's when we lived in Nottingham, and for his birthday she sorted like a route where they could go on every colour bus in Nottingham, because they're all colour coordinated, every colour bus in one day, and she sorted this specific route, and they got a day rider ticket, and she said it was the best thing ever. It made his day. So it just goes to show that you don't need to spend loads of money. And actually where we live at the moment, there's a road that goes over the M5, because we're in Bristol, and parking up, I'm standing on that bridge and just watching the cars on the motorway, Mason absolutely loves. So it just goes to show that you don't need to spend loads of money. And that's obviously his thing. If your child is into animals, making them stand and look at cars on the motorway is not going to be their thing. But it's that sort of just thinking outside the box of what would they really like to do, rather than feeling what you feel like you should be doing, like the aquarium and all that sort of stuff, which can be expensive. And if they're not going to enjoy it, it's a waste of money. Just the same as heading to the library, going off to the library. You don't even have to take the books out, even just going there, to read a story somewhere a bit different, to look at different types of books. They also have computers in there as well, don't they? Our local library does lots of play sessions, and it's really great to support the libraries to keep them open, because I know there's lots of libraries closing at the minute. So if you can, try and make use of your local library. Take some books out, or something that we've done is go and visit the library in the morning, and then when you come back in the afternoon, make your own library at home. Get all the, well, not all, maybe some of the books off the bookshelf, get a few books out on the sofa or on a table with a little pretend stamp or a little calculator to use as a computer, and make your own little library or your own little bookshop with a cup of coins. And that would be brilliant for your little one. Then they're practicing what they've been doing earlier. And again, it's free. Pet shop. Now then, I am a massive animal fan. Like I said, Mason's not so keen, so maybe the pet shop's more for me. We all know everyone goes in Pets at Home for like a free zoo, don't we? We do. I do. And I am desperate. I would love to fill the house with animals. However, my husband won't allow it. But we do go and see the animals quite a lot, and it can be really good. It's also nice to go and just see all the accessories and all the different things that go on in the pet shop. That can be really lovely. And then again, there's no reason why, if you have a little ride out, go see a pet shop, when you get home, could you make your own little pet shop? Could you get all your soft toys? This week I did a live video of making a little pet shop with lots of soft toys, lots of little post-it notes for prize stickers, and then maybe a few leaflets of how to look after the animals. And while you're in Pets at Home or other pet shops, you may be able to pick up some leaflets and things and use them in your play. And again, it's just free. Lots of lovely things that you could do and lots to play with. And it just, like, by the kids experiencing it and seeing it for themselves, it really helps their play later in the afternoon when they get home and they're setting it up. And then something maybe active. You know, it's really hard having the kids at home all day. So something active like a bike ride or going for a walk, like a bear hunt or a nature hunt or something like that. Go out, tire them out, so that when they're home, they're exhausted and they might be more likely to entertain themselves for a little bit. A picnic is also a really nice thing to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be a picnic in the park either. It could just be a picnic in the garden or an outdoor space. Just going and making your own sandwiches and take them out and eating them somewhere different can be really nice. And for a young child, it's a massive adventure, and they quite often really enjoy it and just enjoy the novelty of eating somewhere different. You could take your teddies along and make it a teddy bear's picnic. You could make party invitations to invite the teddies or whatever. You could also get your little one involved in making a bit of problem solving, making the basket to hold the picnic, or get them to actually make the sandwiches. There's also some brilliant books, Daddy's Sandwich, The Giant Jam Sandwich. There are loads of lovely books as well that could link with that, all about packing a picnic and taking it off somewhere special. So that could be really nice. And then there's something going on in Bristol, and I don't know if it's just here or if it's in lots of cities. It's called Bristol Rocks, and it's where lots of people collect nice chunky pebbles, and then they paint them and decorate them and leave little lovely positive messages on the back, and then hide them in places for other people to find. Whenever we go to park, we nearly always find one. Mason loves it. And then the idea is, once you've seen it, you can share it on social media if you want to, or you can re-hide it, and you can re-hide it somewhere else with the idea of another child might be able to find it, and then they re-hide it. So maybe you could get involved in painting your own rocks, make something, do lovely positive messages, or even just smiley faces or anything like that, and then go out in your local area and hide them in little places with the idea of other children finding them as well. There is a big Facebook page for the one in Bristol, so maybe have a look on Facebook and see if there's one for your local area, because they're really sweet, and it's amazing to see all the kids getting involved in that, and it can be really good fun. And then finally, this one made me laugh. This was one posted in our community group, and I thought it was a brilliant idea, because we've all done it, haven't we? Let's be honest. We've all taken a trip to IKEA to entertain the kids. Now, I did say this was like a free ideas. Can't say that you won't end up buying a plate of meatballs or one of the hot dogs or something, and a load of napkins that you don't actually need, but something like that could be really useful and really great, and could just entertain the kids for a little bit. So I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully that has helped you. If you go onto the playHOORAY website, there are loads more ideas on the blog post, 3 days out for kids. You'll be able to see them. It might just spark off an idea. And like I said, try and keep it with your child's interests, and it just gives you something different to do other than going to the park every day. Because there's only so many times we can do that, can't we, before we get completely bored of it. So I hope that helps. Let me know how you get on. Come and join the conversation on social media at play.hooray, or come and find me on my website www.playhooray.co.uk, and there's loads more ideas, and you can also browse our range of play prompts too. All right, I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Happy playing. Bye.